All right, Sheena Wright's got another question, Sheena from Credo Capital. Dealing with a tenant who is suspected of violating lease terms. And I rephrased that question. She gave me some very interesting answers to her question, or details about her particular question. But here's the situation, and that is that you really have two choices. You can either wait until you have actual evidence that you've obtained in an authorized fashion. Boy, that's a long disclaimer there. You can wait till you have actual evidence, or if you suspect that you have accidents, then you can take a chance and be kind of threatening. So let's just talk about actual evidence. Let's say that you have a tenant in a multi-unit property who says, my neighbor has a dog and dogs are not allowed. And that tenant either takes a picture and sends it to you, or one of your staff members goes there and hears the dog barking or notices it or whatever. And so now you have actual evidence that was obtained in an authorized fashion. Then you're going to want to give them the standard 7-day cure notice to let them know you're in violation of the lease. You now have 7 days to fix it. And if you don't, then you're going to terminate the lease. All right. But what if you don't actually know? Or what if you might know, but you can't prove? Well, you have a problem here, because the proper way to deal with a tenant who's violating the lease is to give them a 7-day notice to cure. Well, how are you going to tell if they've cured it? So if you can't tell if they've actually violated the lease, then you also can't really tell if they've actually fixed the problem. And so the way that landlords typically deal with tenants who violate their leases, they give that 7-day notice. If it's not cured, then they terminate the lease and they pursue a lawful eviction. And the lawful eviction means entering evidence into court. And if you enter evidence that was obtained in a way that is not lawful, and so maybe you broke into their unit or did something in violation of the lease in order to get the evidence, then you're gonna be in trouble there. You're gonna have a hard time getting that evidence admitted, and your case is likely going to get thrown out. So you do have a little bit of a tough situation. If you find yourself in a situation where you really have a question, you should talk to an attorney, and you should talk to me.